Today we do have video for you to watch, a video within a video.
This is going to be pretty cool because everything that he told me prior to doing this, we don't normally talk about the podcast prior. Today we did, and I said, that's full of crap until I saw what you're getting ready to see.
Yeah.
Welcome to the closing table with the Money Guys, Sidney Young and Jared Parrish. This episode is being brought to you by Allura Financial, AlluraFinancial.com, your source for real estate investment funding. Now, presenting the Money Guys. All right. Welcome to the closing table, Money Guys. I'm Sidney Young.
And Jared Parrish.
We're Money Guys. We got
Yo money.
As you can see right there, this show's been brought to you by Allura Financial, AlluraFinancial.com. Man, how many before we go to the smart people, let's talk about the dumb people like me.
Dumb people, okay.
Look at us. We're in downtown Houston. It's raining. It's nasty outside.
Not doing bad for dumb people.
We're inside. The dumb people out there in the rain.
Yeah, right.
We're going to talk about smart people today who think they're smart.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about some smart people with dumb ideas.
Dumb degrees.
Dumb degrees. So the idea for today, this is something I've been hearing a lot about. I've heard a number of people saying that they're wanting to go back to school, they want to go to online university to get their master's degree, and you and I have been kind of debating this earlier today, and that's why we wanted to do a show about it. Initially we disagreed on this. I see absolutely no value in an online degree.
I disagreed till I saw the documentary, and then I couldn't believe it. I said, "Holy shit, he's right."
Yeah, because I've talked to employers before. I've talked to people who run HR departments, and if they see that the degree came from DeVry or University of Phoenix or something like that, they don't even consider it a degree. But here people are spending thousands of dollars a year to go to an online university to obtain a degree that's basically worth the same paper that they use to wipe their ass.
Yeah. I'm in a mixed feeling for degrees because, hey, you're a medical doctor. Please have a degree.
Being a medical doctor, that's not something you can go and just do online.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sure this is where the heart was on the diagram.
Dude, let me tell you something. If a guy walks in our office at Allura Financial and he's dressed professional, he wants to succeed, he's got desire, and he's a people person, it's within him to sell. I don't care if he has a degree or not.
I'm with you on that. You and I agree on the validity of college degrees anyway.
Yeah.
I think certain professions, absolutely.
Yeah.
But in general, there's so many jobs out there that anyone can really do, but they're only going to hire you if you have a degree. And I've gone to job interviews before. For one, this is years ago, but to be a pharmaceutical sales rep.
Oh, you need one for that.
For what?
Well, you're dealing with drugs, and you got to understand what they do. And
okay, but they do not. No, you're in sales. They're gonna tell you the information that you need to start spitting out.
Okay.
I understand you need to read. You need to at least have some level of intellect.
Yeah.
Which that can be ascertained in the interview process.
And that's something towards the end here I want to talk about is the interview process.
Yeah, but I asked during the interview process, I asked them, I didn't know that you needed a degree. I said, what do you need a degree in? They said, it doesn't matter. It could be in anything. Then what the fuck's the point?
Exactly. To show you that I can party and study. Okay?
Yeah, if you know that you could do the job, anyway. So today we do have video for you to watch, a video within a video.
This is going to be pretty cool because everything that he told me prior to doing this, we don't normally talk about the podcast prior. Today we did, and I said, that's full of crap until I saw what you're getting ready to see.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and cut to that, and then we're going to follow up and give our reaction to it.
Okay, we'll be right back. Watch this. We'll be right back.
$4 billion. That's how much the biggest for-profit colleges in this country took in last year in federally funded student aid money. Many students enroll in for-profit colleges, often in online degree programs, thinking that they've found a fast track to the American dream. But are these schools delivering on their promises? Tonight, 2020 anchor Chris Cuomo reports as Nightline investigates.
Larry Stewart is a former criminal justice teacher from for-profit Remington College in Houston.
I had a recruiter ask me to talk to a guy about enrolling who was currently facing an aggravated robbery charge.
Larry, who asked us not to reveal his face as he's still teaching, said he was shocked to find several felons sitting in his criminal justice class.
My very first class, I had a husband and wife who he had done 13 years in the Texas Department of Corrections for a home invasion robbery, and his wife had done 3 years for trafficking drugs across state lines.
Larry said the felons told him that they'd been told by recruiters that they could work in law enforcement, and generally, that isn't true.
I said, and you want to do what? They said, well, we want to go into criminal justice. And I said, you can never get a job in criminal justice. And he said, well, the recruiter said that we can.
We wanted to find out for ourselves what recruiters would say, so we sent in a prospective student with a felony conviction undercover to try and enroll in the criminal justice program at Remington College in Houston.
I have a felony from 2005.
Okay, 2005?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is it?
Theft.
Theft, okay.
Another recruiter didn't even seem fazed to hear that our person had a criminal record.
We will definitely work with you, especially when we know it up front.
Okay.
And that helps us a lot. Can I tell you honestly that we've placed people in different jobs before? Yes. With backgrounds, you know we have. We place people with backgrounds, yes.
The recruiter told him that he couldn't be a cop, but there were a variety of opportunities in law enforcement for people with felony convictions.
Sheriffs, corrections, jailers, we put everybody in all those places all the time.
But we checked, and that is not true. A person with a felony conviction cannot work for any sheriff's department in Texas, or as a corrections officer in Texas, or generally as a border patrol agent, which the recruiter also suggested was the case.
Even border patrol, if you ever thought about it, because see, that's something else that you can do that's still in the realm of criminal justice.
Okay.
A spokesman for Remington said that before students enroll in the criminal justice program, they must sign this document, acknowledging that they may not be able to work in law enforcement with a criminal record. The recruiter made her misleading statements months after industry spokesperson Harris Miller promised that for-profit schools would clean up their act. Why do you think you're under fire?
We're under fire for a couple of reasons. One reason is we're making mistakes. In some cases, it appears, again, for whatever reason, because of poor training, because of rogue employees, or because they're getting the wrong message from above. Whatever the reason, somebody is doing things wrong too widespread, and we're going to change that.
But despite Miller's assurances, we found that Remington wasn't the only college that tried to sell our undercover prospective student a bill of goods. We also sent a producer undercover to DeVry College in New York. A recruiter boasted that
last year, 88% of our graduates were actually working in their field within 6 months of graduation. Okay, but I mean 88% in 2009. I guess depending on where you come from, but with the economy and everything, most people look at that as a pretty good rate.
But that 88% number is grossly misleading. Based on the documents they provided us, many of the graduates the recruiter is talking about were already in the jobs DeVry is taking credit for. DeVry told ABC News they make no apologies for counting these employed students in our employment statistics, and also said if the admissions advisor did not follow our procedure, we apologize and will work to correct that.
We have a zero-tolerance policy. That means once in a while you have to take an employee and take them out in the back and shoot them. Not literally, but you have to dismiss employees.
And you have to do it before I come and call you. Because if you have to be caught every time before you do something, then you're never going to improve as an industry.
Absolutely.
Critics say the reason these for-profit schools are keen to enroll students is big money.
What if an education could adapt for the time we live in?
We wanted our curriculum to match market needs.
Top for-profit colleges like DeVry, Remington, and the University of Phoenix received $24 billion from federally funded student aid money last year. And tuition at for-profit schools can run over $20,000 a year. In fact, the University of Phoenix had enough cash to pay $150 million to have its name on a football stadium. Unlike most universities, though, you're tied to a stock price. and you've got Wall Street pressure on you to bring in money. You actively recruit almost like no other university system. Isn't that the bottom line? For you, it's got to be profit first?
No, it can't be profit first, because if you're not turning out a quality student, you're not going to be able to continue in business, because students have choices. They don't have to go to one of our institutions. They can choose to go to a state college. If they have relatively open enrollment, they can choose to go to a community college. So unless we can show quality outcomes systematically, there's no way these schools will be able to continue to operate.
But we did learn something encouraging in the course of our investigation. Last August, our hidden cameras uncovered a problem at the nation's largest for-profit school, the University of Phoenix.
I can go to University of Phoenix, do my bachelor's degree, and 100% for sure I can go back to either Texas or New York, and I can sit for those exams, and once I finish those exams,
then you can become a teacher.
I can teach.
Yes, that is true.
And what the recruiter told our producer at that time wasn't true. You can't be a public school teacher in New York or Texas by getting your degree at the University of Phoenix. But it seems our initial investigation did provoke some positive change at the school. We sent an undercover producer back to the University of Phoenix twice recently, and both times the recruiter did not say anything misleading to our producers.
If you live in the state of New York, we can enroll for education for you because the New York requirement for education is totally different than what we can enroll for.
Okay.
Still, Larry says his experience at Remington makes him skeptical. He says so many of these for-profit schools are making so much money, it may be hard to change their ways.
They're more concerned about the bottom line. What is the bottom figure on this student? They look at how much money did we make this term or this quarter.
This is Chris Cuomo for Nightline.
Wow, wow, wow. Did that blow your mind? Did you see the names of the universities on there?
I saw the names of the universities.
Dude, those are major freaking places.
You see how much money they're bringing in?
And now here's another thing. Those recruiters, someone trained them to do that.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
Dude, that ain't self-improvised.
And you know, and this is how more regulation, as far as legislation laws, how this comes into play when like the deceptive practices.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got a felony? Oh, no problem. You could still work in criminal justice. Yeah, that's not a problem.
They got you on film beating somebody? Come on in.
You be, history in the popo. You know
there were two ways to get in the police department with Houston Police Department. One was 4 years in the military. Second was college degree. I got in with the 4 years military. Now, I'm not saying... Yeah, I am saying one's better than the other. Some of these guys...
I think he's saying the military is better.
No, well, this was back in the day. Who knows? But some of these guys, it was hard to...
Can't teach someone to be a hard-ass in a classroom.
You can't teach somebody to use common sense in a split second.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Time's going to get you killed. Make a decision.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And you got to learn how to fire a gun. You don't do that at college.
Perception, man. If anything I learned in the police department, it is being I could tell you within 30 seconds that you're getting ready to kick my ass, that you were going to kick my ass, and I got prepared to get an ass kicking.
So you learned a lot about reading body language.
I did. Yeah, and body language is big in sales as well.
Yes, no, it definitely is. I mean, it's a great tool for any profession.
Yeah,
it really is. Unless you're a graphic design artist,
body language is big in couples counseling.
Yeah.
So when your wife...
Sounds like you have some experience in that.
Oh, God. When your wife has those arms like this, and she's looking at you, and she says, I really find it funny that... And, dude, she don't find it funny.
Oh, yeah, no. There's nothing funny to follow.
Anyway.
But going back to the online university, look at the cost. So let's say, for instance, so they're averaging, they said $25,000 a year for these universities. And that's for their bachelor's program. Their master's program could be even more expensive.
And they're accredited, so guess where the money's coming from? Uncle Sammy.
Uncle Sam. And that's one thing that kills me about this too is they're preying on the military with a GI Bill.
Oh yeah.
And there was another video that I watched about this. That University of Phoenix is the single largest recipient of GI Bill monies for college.
Man, when he told me University, I said, dude, that place been in business for 20 years. They're not doing shit like that. Till I saw the video. I said, oh.
Yeah,
So,
it's something.
Jared is investigative reporter.
Yeah, I piggyback off of other people's work. But you'll not only do I think it's I don't really value the degrees, but it's really setting people up for failure because people are not paying $20,000 out of pocket because they got $20,000 sitting there every year. They're taking out loans for that.
Well, you saw the one girl says she's not making her student loan payment no more.
Yeah,
Why?
she screwed that.
They
Now,
defaulted on the contract, not her.
Yeah. And now, if it was a regular loan through the school, that's one thing. But if it's backed by the government, that never falls off your credit.
Oh.
You can't say, declare bankruptcy and have that debt removed. No. The government don't allow that. We're going to get our money on asset, and you can keep that debt until the day you die.
And speaking of debt, guess what time it is? Time for someone that didn't pay their debt.
In 1917, life was a lot different. A bank was needed that could serve this growing community. It was called Bankers Trust. Over the years, a lot has changed, but Bankers Trust is still here. Still helping people with their financial needs. Still working to make our community grow. And ready for whatever the future brings. Bankers Trust. It's our name and our promise.
All right, welcome back to Closing Table with Money Guys. We're talking about your online degrees. Not 80 degrees, not 98 degrees, your online degree.
Online degree. Now, I will say there are times where it would be beneficial for you to get an online degree.
Name one.
So if you're working for whether let's say government. Let's say you have some kind of government job, whether you work for the city or work for this. Now, in order for you to get a promotion,
you got it. There you go.
You have to get that.
That makes sense.
And knowing that that's already
you're going to stay there till you're going to retire there,
and that your employer says yes, if you do this and you get that degree, we're going to give you this promotion. But also weigh it out. How much more money are you going to be making with that promotion? Because if they're going to say, okay, we're going to increase your pay from $35,000 a year to $40,000 a year, but it's going to cost you $40,000 to get the degree, is it really worth it?
Yeah.
Because not only does it cost you $40,000, but it's cost you $40,000 plus interest and all the time that you got to put into it.
You know, I don't know. With the COVID thing, everything went online. Now they're starting back in-person classes.
And Governor Abbott said that schools are not allowed
in Texas
to mandatorily, I'm making up words now.
Mandatorily.
To mandate that kids wear the mask. Now it's optional.
Yeah, and you know, it ain't no big deal. It's nothing to argue about. If you don't like the mask, wear a mask. You're part of the guy driving down the interstate with the mask on anyway, by yourself. You know?
Yeah. He's safe, though. He's saving lives. The world is a better place.
I went to McDonald's the other day. Of course, the person behind the counter, they're only making $15, $20 an hour. Anyway.
If that.
Yelled at me, "Where's your mask?" I said, "Whoa, let me at least get to you."
I've been like, "You're wearing it."
So
that's where my mask is.
I said, "I don't have a mask.
Safe.
Do you have one?" She says, "No." I said, "All right, I'll just go somewhere else." I went around the corner. But the mask controversy, who knows? At this point, no one really cares. You don't want me in your business, I'll leave. No problem.
Yeah, that's my thing. If they're saying that the only way for you to come into my store is if you wear a mask, they don't need my business.
There you go, Joe.
Because that's their right. Now, I don't think that there should be any legislation saying that you can't mandate that your customers wear a mask. No, if that's their business, I think they should be able to run their business however they see fit.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that I have to shop there.
That's right. Now, speaking of shopping there, we're talking about online worthless degrees.
Online worthless degrees.
And
if you need toilet paper that bad, there's a cheaper way to go about it.
What are some of them?
What are some of them? What?
Online worthless degrees.
Oh, online. Any of the degrees. It kind of depends on what you're going to be using it for. But
hey, DeVry, which was a technical institute,
was a technical institute. Yeah,
yeah, it was. There you go. They should be one of our commercials.
No, but they've expanded to other things. But like the one that pisses me off. So you've got University of Phoenix.
Yeah.
And you've got WGU, and I'm sure you've got a few other ones.
Yeah.
They give you credit for life experiences.
Oh, that's right. You see that one guy in the military?
Yeah, there was a guy in the military. They gave him so many credit hours for his time in the military. They also gave him credit hours for a medal that he won for marksmanship, and he was going to be a social worker, is what he was wanting to do. And in order to become the social worker, he needed to get his master's degree. So he finished his bachelor's degree with the University of Phoenix, applied at a state college to get his master's degree, and they wouldn't accept it. They said, nope.
You know,
I'm sorry.
I would not
good
be
enough.
a good student. If I went to some class and I got some youngster who honestly earned his position as professor, and he's trying to tell me how to do $1 million deal, I would have to stand up every Tuesday. Dude, you're freaking wrong, man. That's not how you do it.
I remember back to school with
Rodney Dangerfield. Man,
yes.
I love it.
When he did that, he's like, "No, you don't buy the land, you lease it." And he goes, "And you're forgetting a lot of things. You're forgetting the payoff. You got to pay off the local politicians,
I love Rodney
the
Dangerfield,
longshoremen."
man. That was funny.
That was a good one. But so online degrees, when to get it? If you're employed with someone and they say, if you do this, now I have cousins that went back to college, and they didn't do online university, but they did go back to college to either complete a degree or get their next level.
Yeah.
And it was because the company that they worked for said, if you do that, we'll do this.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I totally get it. Or if there is
some companies will pay for it.
Yeah. Or if there is a specific certification that you're going for a job, if you know it's going to work out, great. But I mean, do your due diligence. Like the people in the video that we watch, they're wanting to get in law enforcement, and these people are just
these
taking
guys
their money.
are convicted with a felony. You cannot get in law enforcement. You can't.
No, and they're telling them, oh no, you can work for the sheriff's office.
You can work for the border patrol. You ain't going to work for no border patrol.
No,
you know, it's
more
like
than likely they're going to get.
I see these ads on TV, and it says you want to be a crime scene investigator. Come to whatever university it is.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we
see
talked about that the other day.
And they lie. You can't go to some school, study crime scene investigation, go apply for city use. Oh, yeah, we'll put you in our CSU unit.
Yeah.
No, it don't work like that.
Yeah. Oh, you went to University of Phoenix. We needed one of them. Thank God you're here. Yeah.
All the stupid police officers have been working the streets for years. And, we've been working the street for 20 years, and we've been doing it wrong. Thank God you went to DeVry. Come on in.
But one thing, as far as education, I think college in general, is overrated.
What do you mean liberated?
No, overrated.
Oh, it is today. It used to not be. It is today. But I don't know. My son, for example, getting ready to turn 22. He's got a very good job. He's got a job that people retire from. He got lucky. Most people don't start out life like that.
No, but you've got so many kids that are, like, say for this year, we've got 1 million students graduating high school.
Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of them, I want to say about half of them, are I forget the exact statistics, but let's just say half of them. Half of them are going to go to college. Now, what are they going to college for? You're taking a kid that's 18 years old that has never been allowed to make a decision for himself his entire life. He's always been told when to get up, when to go to bed, what to do, when to brush your teeth, all of that. Never given a single decision in his life. But now you're saying, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? He doesn't know.
Dude, here's the
thing. So they're going to college.
Everyone goes to high school graduation. They throw the hat and say, man, we're going to be billionaires.
My class didn't say that.
Your class, we were getting high. But less than probably 0.5% of them have a vehicle or a direction that will actually get them to be successful financially. Go to college. Hey, if you go to college, get a degree in engineering, dude, you're set. You're going to make some good money.
That's a specific degree.
Medical field, engineering, specific.
Yeah.
Go to college, get a general degree in business.
Or liberal arts. What the hell are you going to do with that?
Philosophy.
You're going to spend $80,000 on a degree that gets you nothing.
Philosophy. What the hell is that going to do for you?
Well, I'll learn how to think.
Here's the thing, man.
That's why I like vocational schools.
I don't think there's a profession. I'm a little biased. I don't think there's a profession in the world you're going to make more money than professional sales and learning business itself. Business has always been good for us. It just has. It's never failed us as long as you do it right.
But it doesn't work for everyone. And not everyone is just...
I expect everyone to. That's my problem.
Not everyone is really money motivated.
You know what? And I'm not going to say names. We know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I was blown away by people who will work just because they want to do a good job. They're not money motivated.
Now they want their bills. They want their bills covered.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to live at
but
least
don't
comfortably.
Want to I'm okay. Just pay my bill kind of attitude.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I think that's the majority of people.
But the person I'm referring to, work is just a perfectionist, and you go, man, you're worth so much more.
Yeah, but they just look at things differently.
Yeah, they do.
Now, some people, when they go into a career, once again, they want to live comfortably, but they're not just motivated by how much they're actually making on the deal.
I don't correlate well with non-money motivated people. I just don't, man. I've tried. It don't work out.
You don't mix well with a lot of people. So
Speaking of people I don't mix well with, it is time for another defunct commercial.
You bought it, Matt. You got to handle it.
If you buy something at Circuit City, then see it advertised for less, just come back. Our low price guarantee means you'll get the difference.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Last week I bought this.
Plus 10% of the difference.
And today I saw this. Just open the paper and there it was.
It's that easy.
Yeah. That's it?
That's it.
Cool.
Circuit City. See, if they'd have stayed money motivated.
Maybe if they went to college.
Okay, let's talk real quick. We got about 2 minutes. I'm going to talk real quick about the interview process. When you call up an employer or they call you for your resume and they're asking you questions on the phone, sell yourself for that phone. Do not ask that employer, do I show up casual or business? No. You dress like you're headed to the goddamn prom on every goddamn interview. Not like that. You know what I'm saying? Dress to impress. Show up early. If you're going to show up late, just don't show up. If you can't take enough time and effort to calculate, you got to get there. What if there's traffic? What if it rains? Everything else. Leave in plenty of time that one day of your freaking life. If you're going to show up late, don't even show up. Mm-hmm. Put in no effort.
Some good questions for an interview.
Good question for interviews. How much fucking money are you going to pay me? You'll fucking...
See, I don't like that question. The questions I like to hear when interviewing someone is when they're asking more questions about the job and the company.
Research the freaking company before you get there.
Like I like questions like, so what type of person typically does well in this position?
Yes.
What's your turnover rate like?
Yep.
Things like that, because it's not so much, how much are you going to pay me?
Yep.
But it's how well am I going to do here?
What's the work environment? Who am I working for? What are they like?
Yeah.
All these key things that are going to affect your life. If, you almost got to walk in there with a little bit of attitude, not much, like as if, you know what, you guys sell me this job.
And that's a red flag. If I ever go into an interview and they're trying to sell me on the job.
Yeah, that's a flag.
Yeah, that's 15-yard penalty, rushing the passer.
Nobody wants this shit but you.
Yeah, it is like, man, if they're trying, apparently they're kind of limited on candidates here. So
what? You actually showed up? Oh, shit, okay.
It's like, cool, we got one.
Remember, Amway. No.
Yeah, no shit. It's not how much soap you're selling. It's how much
you can sell the soap. This is for the Closing Table with Money Guys. I'm Cindy Young.
And